All right.
Hey, what up?
What up?
All right, I have a question to ask about a certain sports team. First of all, this is Brandon, future sports analyst, broadcaster.
What's up, y'all?
All right, I have a certain question I need to ask about. What is the future of the Pistons?
The Pistons right now, the future is looking at least another 5 years again for another rebuild. It's saying that like the owner, I forgot his name, but again, it seems like he doesn't care about what this team wants. They keep on trading all these people away. Can't build a championship. We got the right coach, Dwayne Casey. I believe in him. What he did in Toronto. You know how he built Toronto up
Hmm.
and everything. But right now, we got Blake Griffin at this time. He's supposed to be our superstar, but we pay a lot of money to him, and he's getting older, and we don't know how long he's going to be around. And we also got Derrick Rose on a couple-year contract. He might be gone by the end of next summer, and we need more player
Oh,
development.
for real?
For real. We need more player development, and we have two young guys. I know Kennard and DeBoya. DeBoya is the most youngest player in this league. He looks good. He don't look like how Stanley Johnson looked, like how a few years back.
Okay.
But hopefully he can develop into that good player. Kennard started showing improvements. I see. I know we have a shooter named C. He can shoot. He might be a useful guy, but at this point, I know the Pistons are in the lottery again, and I hope they get
They
out of it.
make their
Hopefully, we can
decisions
draft a good
quietly.
player. Yeah, and we got a new GM. I know that I forgot his name himself, but hopefully it starts to pick up because every 3 years it seems like we're in another rebuild. I know this
Yeah,
decade's been tough.
and it's funny you say that. I remember after the Pistons that championship, Joe Dumars he dismantled the
Yeah,
team. Would you agree on that?
I surely agree. He tried to put Rodney Stuckey, who was a role player, trade Chauncey Billups for Allen Iverson, forced trade, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. And it's from since 2009 and on has messed up the Pistons
Is it safe to
solely
say
with
that
Joe.
Allen Iverson gameplay is way different from what the Pistons were used to? Because you can watch a game, you see Iverson zipping up and down the court everywhere.
Well, yeah, at the time he was also remember he was not the AI of old. He was getting up in age,
Right, right, right.
where he could probably still score and everything, but you could tell he didn't want to be here. That is, it messed up the chemistry, and he had a old Rip. Sheed was the only main scorer on that team. He tried to push Rodney Stuckey, who was, I'm trying to be nice, but he's a bona fide role player. That's what he was.
It is what it is.
It is what it was, yeah. But since then, people are come and gone, and we need to figure this out because we are looking like the Charlotte Hornets, known Bobcats. We can't
You
win, we
talking about
can't lose.
the Charlotte Hornets?
Hornets, like how their organization, or like the Sacramento Kings, like you can't get it right. But I know, but I know in the past year, Pistons are one of the mainstays. We built one of the NBA or the bad boy Pistons of
Bad boy,
defensive
yes,
team.
yes. And then the Pistons they really they really worked hard for what they did for the championship. They wanted it.
And another fact about them, we're the only two teams that have won without an All Star or an MVP and do championships. Well,
Because that's what happens when you have people play their
yeah,
roles on the team.
yeah.
Everybody had their role or
And
whatever. It's no star. Everybody they did it as a team.
they did it as a team, and they proved who they beat. And but both of those times, they were the underdogs, and they overcame that. And
Yeah,
it's
because
sad
they
to
wanted
see.
it. I feel like they wanted it.
Oh yeah, they they wanted it very bad, and I'm glad they put Detroit on the map the way they did.
They
especially
did,
with the
and you'll
bad
never,
boys.
and you always gonna go back and remember that time. Like, see, I'm older than you, so I'm gonna remember the bad boys. So,
Yeah, I only can
and
get a glimpse of it, but I know I remember watching the Chauncey Billups and Rasheed Wallace when I was growing up, saying, "Dang, yeah, that's a winner. That's what I would like to see." And I always remember watching one of the games and hearing Detroit, fast, all the
basketball, yeah,
electricity.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but now it seems like it died out since then. But
Of
we have to
course
get
it
back to
has. They
that.
dismantled, they rebuilding, rebuilding, and
The
rebuilding.
rebuilding. It got it. It's got to stop. It has to. We
And
need this city
now you
deserves
have to have a
much.
superstar team. Well, actually, who's to know what you have to have for the simple fact attendance is not going to be what it was.
No, we're in Detroit because it's all cold. The weather changes. Yeah, it's not gonna be what it was. You need a winner to have people come out like how the Tigers a few years back. I know that's another topic, but they had everybody coming out. Detroit Pistons have not had people come out in a long time, other than maybe it was somebody's last game or maybe a couple superstars. Other than that, people do not turn out in Detroit arena anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they did all type of stuff. They got Little Caesars Arena. They did all type of stuff, and then nobody knew this pandemic would hit either. So, which is
Yeah,
that's a factor too. But
factor.
if I honestly feel like if Detroit was that team like before all this hit, it wouldn't make a difference.
It wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, no, it wouldn't make a difference. It just it sucked because I also remember the Detroit Shock. If you remember them, the WNBA, they were here too. They lit it
Yeah,
up.
but eh,
Yeah,
they're still.
it wasn't as big. It wasn't as big as the Pistons.
It should be. I will say that it should be.
It should be.
But attendance is also a key too.
Attendance is the big
They
key.
they
We
they got to
need.
sell those tickets.
Yeah, they haven't been selling a lot of tickets. Haven't been able people the last 10 years to come to the game
Hmm.
much. Other than I just say opening night. Other than that, no.
Yeah. So so you familiar? Let's share your knowledge about Detroit baseball.
Detroit baseball.
Yes, because
I
they are
know
more diehard than basketball. We both know that. The
we
fans
know
are.
that they're crazy about baseball. Baseball used to be the passing sports of the day. Well, I know what I've been watching since Detroit Tigers. I remember 2011 how they were just going on the winning streak in the card. They started out winning the division year after year after year with Verlander. You had Scherzer, you had Brera, you had Fielder, Martinez. You had all these guys, but the sad part was they could not get over the hump. And I know we have great players as well. Al Kaline. We had we had great outfielders, great shortstops. Right now I can't remember the name, but they were the best tandem ever. I know the best double play ever. And we had a lot of great people here in this baseball city. It's just sad since 19 what 80 85 or 89 around
Oh,
there.
okay, okay,
That's the
okay.
last time. That's the last time Detroit Tigers won something, and that was with Jack Morris, who was a great pitcher himself. So Detroit Detroit baseball does need to get back. They got the first pick. I like this guy from Arizona. The power bat. Miguel Cabrera is getting older. He hasn't been the same guy since 2015. Let's be real here. He hasn't been the same guy since then. But he we are starting to develop. I like the pitchers down in AAA. They said they're the future. Everybody's getting excited about them. I hope they're good. I like Boomer. I'm not sold on Matt Boyd, who's had a good year.
What's the
I
hype though?
mean,
Just a good year?
just a good year, yeah. He was a trade bait. We should have traded him for, I'll say, more draft picks or more young talent that we should need in the future. Because during this time, when the championship time, Detroit, Detroit, AA minor league was one of the worst in the league. We didn't develop. We traded all young prospects. You remember for David Price, for all these big trades that we did. We didn't develop or restock our through this over for how we're seeing now, how bad Detroit is. Because I believe if what happened to Detroit for me back in 013, they didn't focus on the offense. They had pitching, but they didn't have enough offense. They didn't have that one guy who would keep hitting it. They only had power bats. They didn't have situational batters like you see a Brett Gardner maybe in New York Yankees who can just like hit it down the line. We only had power swingers. There's a
Wow.
use for power swingers, but there's also use for people getting hits, getting knocks. People
Right,
can
right.
steal bases.
It's nice to see home runs get knocked out the park, but at the same time, you want to see strategy too. Somebody to hit it in the park and actually steal bases and stuff like that. Am I correct?
Yeah, and also if you can, Detroit got like one of the biggest galleyways of the center field. Like we can. It's not hard to hit the home run. We need more hits to get in.
Yeah.
We haven't. I I haven't checked the stats recently, but I know might been Miguel Cabrera maybe been our last hit 300 batting average if I can remember at this time. But other than that, Detroit really hasn't had somebody who can get on the bases knock for knock, or that one hitter that you're scared of. I know you watch Barry Bonds. We don't have that guy.
Yeah, and that brings me into another subject though. Barry Bonds, how do you feel about them using drugs and stuff like that? Who would you say does use like steroids and stuff like that?
Steroids. I think as much as steroids is bad for your immune system and body, but if you can remember, that was the biggest time in baseball. Everybody was excited about the home run going out. Who's gonna break this record? Who's gonna break this record? This and
Exactly.
that
And that's why I asked.
and that. And now it's dead because there's a lot of great pitchers now, but there's not a lot of great hitting. If what? Well, there's been great hitting, but not
On
to a
that
point
scale.
where
Of
like,
course, of course,
yeah,
of course.
of course, yeah. As you can see through the playoffs, there's not a lot of home runs for that one dynamic dude getting it out. It's mostly pitching. So we need more excitement. Honestly, for me, seeing Barry Bonds, Miguel McGuire, hearing about these guys, I didn't see him at the time because I wasn't able to, but they bring excitement to baseball. They brought the pop and everything. And I
You're
know,
right. You're very right. See, I was
yeah,
old enough, and that's what I saw. That's what drew me to the sport.
yeah, like hearing these guys hitting home runs, and maybe everybody saying I have watched only highlights, but Kane Griffin Jr., the kid, hey, he could hit too back in Seattle and everything. So for me, that's really cool. That would be something to see. But it's just a shame
Yeah,
for the
and
guys on
on another
steroids.
note, have you ever tried to throw?
They not.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, have you ever tried to throw like they throw?
Throw like a pitch.
Yeah,
I tried it. It is impressive what a pitcher can do with their hands. This
exactly.
like I give
It's
them props. Give them
and
props
you
all
think they
day
just
and
throw the
night.
ball? No, 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 no. There are
No,
certain speeds, certain angles, and it's crazy.
it's crazy who people on the top level they're just plain unhittable. Like
And then they
it
be
is
like, "You
crazy.
expect me to hit that and be home run
Yeah,
king?" No.
yeah. But there's also a lot of situation now. The pitchers do take a long time. Catcher and pitcher keeps on going out. That needs to stop. The pitcher needs to do his pitch though. I understand for strategy, for reasons, but there are some things also in MLB need to change. need to bring some excitement back to the sport because they are losing out to the NFL and NBA big time. That is one thing for sure.
You think so?
I believe so. Soccer's getting more popular by the minute as well. Baseball will
Yeah,
always
but
be
that's more
around.
dangerous. I'm thinking
That is more
baseball.
dangerous.
It's a contact. I feel like it's a contact sport. But as
Yeah,
the game starts, everybody's pretty much separated. They got 6 feet apart, right? Besides the
six,
catcher,
most
back catcher.
most part. I know they're starting up back here in July, about 60 game season, but I haven't read the rule book or what they're going to do. But for the most part, I think it'd be little contact at this time.
And then another thing, what do you think about all these college players? I'm sorry to go switch the subjects, but to go to the NCAA, they actually a lot of them are testing positive corona.
It's crazy. It's called the lack of the shield of the NCAA is blasphemous. What we known for the last a long time. The NCAA is not a good place, not a good program.
Not and on top
They
of the using their likeness for video games and such, and not allowing
they
them to be paid for it or work.
that's one thing. These players are advertised as NBA, NFL athletes, but they don't get paid. They get market. The schools get paid, but the kid doesn't. Which that would also believe me to also believe they do pay the kid that college star to come in. That's no lie. We all know it. And in basketball, football, they pay that top recruit to come in, and it's like their school.
Yeah,
They
true.
do
True.
they do that. But all these other guys who walk in or they have the jerseys on, or you see them in the crowd or any other place, they're not getting any. Excuse me. They're
You're
not getting
fine.
paid. They're not getting paid. That's what they deserve. These athletes, these young men deserve to get paid for bringing the excitement to the school or what they've done to the school, like bringing a
Exactly.
championship.
Exactly. And with that being said, why do you think that they actually had a no payment rule for that to keep it? I don't
I
know.
think they wanted they wanted to be bigger. They want not the athlete. They're too scared of the athlete being bigger than the NCAA. They didn't need the NCAA. When the NCAA, they only cared about themselves. They didn't care about the students. They didn't want what's best for the students. They didn't want best for their anybody else. They don't care about themselves and what their money, their bottom line.
And the bottom line is
That
money. The bottom line is
yeah,
money.
money. Yeah, that's all they cared about, their money. And I think that is crazy. That is absurd, and that shouldn't be the case. They should look on to build the students to the next app level because their students they know they're going to the next level. They don't build them enough, and it's sad that
True.
these coaches get paid way more and they can leave right to the next job before the student can. The student athlete have to wait a year just to play for that
And
program, and
before it
that's
be mid after a
ridiculous.
game or mid game, they just out of
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's funny
So,
because
man,
these
Brandon,
coaches.
this is
Hmm?
crazy. Tell me what you how you feel about U of M head coach, football coach.
John Harbaugh, he's good. He's what we needed at the time, but now we need to focus. We haven't beat Ohio State in almost 2011. That's almost 9 years. Think of
It
that.
hurts every year. I have to. I got a lot of
Uh,
fan. I got a lot of people in Ohio that are Ohio State fans, and they
It's
get
just
shitted on every
crazy.
year.
Every every time, it's crazy what John Harbaugh needs to do. He needs to give his offense up. He's too predictable. He's the coach that we need, but he needs to focus on what how to beat Ohio State, how to beat Alabama, how to beat these guys. Because we're having the recruits, but we don't have the development that Ohio State, Clemson, all these other guys are having. We don't have the we have the talent, we don't have the development. Because you can remember, our offense in 2016 wasn't the thing that hurt us. The hurt us was the defense. The
Exactly,
defense
and that's
doesn't
what
step
made us
up
lose
in
the
the
game
last
so
game.
back then too. You're very correct.
And these last 3, 4, 5 years, if I'm not wrong, Michigan's been the top five defense, but every last game they do not show up. So who's that to blame? That's blame on Don Brown, who I believe it should be fired. Personally, he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. Not know what he's doing. He knows how to play coach defense, but he should
Hmm.
not be the main guy calling it. We need a different mind because Ohio State knows how to beat us and beat us
Oh yeah,
bad and
true.
embarrass us. And Michigan, do we want to be a national championship team like how we was in 1997 and 98, or do we want to just be sit back here, go to a bowl game and lose? That's what we've been doing the last 5 years. We have not won since 2015 a bowl game, and that's crazy. And
And
Harbaugh needs to get it together. A five over 500 is good. He got a win record, but he needs to beat the top people to be respected. And Michigan right now football, we're looking at, oh, you're good, but you're not elite.
hmm
That's the sad
hmm
part. We're the most winningest program in NCAA, double A in football, but we cannot get to the top where we need to be. And that starts off with being Ohio State. We need
oh
to
yeah,
beat Ohio
doors open
State.
after that. You're right.
Yeah. If we can beat Ohio State, that's all we need. And I
Yeah, because I'm
believe
getting I'm getting tired of being embarrassed every damn year. Got to
we'll at
deal
least
with the
have a
memes
game.
and all that, man.
It's just ridiculous. All these Ohio State people, I believe in talent. They don't get me wrong. These Ohio State recruits are one of the best. We see them in the NFL. They're actually good. These coaches know what they're doing. But Michigan needs to show them it's time's up. Time's up. It's time to be making a rivalry. Because honestly, it's not a rivalry anymore if one team's winning.
No, it's not a rivalry.
Yeah,
It's nothing after that. They just keep
no,
beating us,
yeah.
and they starting to enjoy it now. That's not a rivalry.
It's fun. It's yeah, not a rivalry at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Shoot, we still waiting on the other participants. But this is awesome. This is very very awesome. I see
Very,
where you're going
very.
with that. You're very very fact driven. Definitely, I see that.
Yeah, I know what these things wants. You know what? On top of my head.
And then you know
Uh,
what though? That's the thing. You associate that to everyday life, like, cause facts are facts. You can't change that.
no, you can't change it unless you can change the narrative, and that's what
Oh my God. Say that.
people.
Yes, yes, yes. You're
Yeah,
very, very correct.
need to change the narrative. But there's a
And that's
lot
what
of
you were
things.
speaking about, changing the narrative.
Yeah, changing the
And
narrative. Michigan needs to change that narrative. All these people need to change the narrative. We need winners. The losers are all right, but it's not always good to be in second place every time.
no, it's not. You always got to go. You always got to aim for it. If you don't make it, you still have to aim for it.
And for
That's crazy,
like
Brandon.
so,
Man, you know the tools, you know the rules and everything. Like I mean, you get it. You get it. You get it.
yeah, it's just hard to watch sometimes, but I know
Oh,
the city deserves more.
yeah.
We,
Like when I miss something, I don't feel too bad about missing it.
yeah, it's sad now. Like when you turn on these games, it's just no. We need people to tune in and give something to watch. Get this whole state uplifted because I'm tired of hearing the state below us having all this electricity and feeling sorry for them.
They don't give a shit about us. They're gonna
They
win. They're
don't.
gonna stomp us. They're gonna have our head on a damn stick and tailgate. So I
And
mean,
tell, yeah, nothing we can do other than finally beat them.
and what
So
will that take? On my last note, I'm gonna go ahead and let this. I'm gonna let this be an episode. What would it take
Okay.
for Michigan to rise against Ohio State?
It will take balance, offense and defense. The defense needs to hold Ohio State. They need to. They in the first half every year we see them. They can do good, but the second half that's when they get lazy. That's when the false penalties come. Even though the refs maybe sometimes can cheat, but we need to learn how to not, get these foul calls or not overthrow a touchdown pass or not run the same play again. What that does, that Ohio State sees that and they know the counter. We need the counter to that counter, and that is that's what we need. Michigan needs to be balanced, and we need to know how to beat Ohio State. And also another thing, we need to control the clock. If you already know, Ohio State goes on a 7-minute drive every other year for Michigan, and we can't do nothing about it.
They
Michigan needs to
controlling the
control the
clock.
clock. Yeah. Keep the ball away from Ohio State. They want to make their exciting play. We need to make the winning play. Because on third down, every time we're always in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. We're not 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 5. We need those type of plays, or we need to get that first down. Another thing, what Michigan doesn't do, we always overrun the ball. We don't take the chances, even though Ohio State corners are very good. But I remember these guys were very tall. If I'm not correct, in Michigan, they're about 6'5", 6'7", a wide receiver. Why don't they throw up the ball to them and test their safety, test these cornerbacks instead of have
So you
a
silly
great
thinking they
line?
don't do that?
No, they don't test. They don't test the air. If you watch Michigan, they dink and dunk. You can't have dinking and dunking unless you have the quarterback that's specialized for that. We need a game. We need a game plan on offense to like play action and run. ISO down your throat. That's what I know. The great one of the great coaches. I can't remember his name, but that's what he did. Play action, running down the throat. But you don't have to be that way. It's new. It's 2020. You can make the exciting plays or the catch up guard play that Ohio State's not coming. We need those type of plays too to win against Ohio State. And if we can do that, Michigan will finally be kings of the Big Ten.
Okay, where they should be. And another quick question: what wins games, defense or offense?
Defense. Defense needs to stop. Offense can be good, but if we have a good defense that can hold the team down, what you've seen, remember that Wisconsin game a few years back, they won the game for us when the offense wasn't virtually doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they didn't show up in that moment against Ohio State like they do against a Wisconsin some years, a Michigan State some years. I don't know what gets into these players that they don't like. They don't look excited to play or ramped up. That's on the coach, Harbaugh himself. He's
Yeah,
speaking on deaf
you gotta
ears.
understand that. That's on the coach.
Yeah, he's speaking to deaf ears. These athletes need to understand Michigan versus Ohio State is not a joke. Ohio State takes it personal every year.
Oh
Looks like
yeah,
Michigan looking around just like,
just feeding off
oh,
the
it's another
energy of the
game.
fans, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see it in some players and you can see it in not. And at the end of the game, they don't feed into their fan because they're always blown out by that time. And they always give up. But Michigan needs to stop doing that. We need to start not giving up. We need to try harder, do whatever it takes to beat Ohio State. And I don't care what it takes anymore. They need to beat Ohio State.
They do that. It really don't matter after the fact, though. I think we on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. This is not going to be your last visit on the episode, just so you know.
Oh, I know. It's a pleasure being on this episode. Thank you.
All right, thank you, brother. I'm gonna call this a wrap.
All
It's been real. Thank you,
right. Yeah,
Brandon.
man. Welcome. All right.
All right, I see you.
All right, man.